And three,
That's my
two,
thing, dude. You can't
one.
take that.
Yo, everyone, welcome to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. What now? What happened?
Oh,
Oh,
Kuya's moaning, but he's taking my thunder here, dude. That's my
Well,
thing.
the moaning,
I
I guess,
know.
kind of fits with this episode, and I guess the last episode of WandaVision.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
definitely this episode for sure.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, joining me for this episode is Sequestered Jester,
Hey, everybody.
Kuya,
Hey, how you doing?
and Pinhead.
Hello.
Huh?
Alrighty, so we are discussing WandaVision episode 3. Runtime is 32 minutes, and I want to mention the so when they debuted episodes 1 and 2 last week, it just said episode 1 and 2, but now that I look at the on Disney Plus, it's got titles. So episode 1 is titled "Filmed Before a Live Studio Audience," and episode 2 is "Don't Touch That Dial," and episode 3 is titled "Now in Color."
Oh my god. So
Yeah.
they're gonna reference like all of this shit like from TV and shit.
I mean, the whole thing is a tribute to classic.
Yeah, that's the whole.
So,
Whole point.
That's the
Yeah.
whole point of the series, and we'll get into it as we go down the line of the episode. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's gonna wear thin real quick, and I'll explain why as we go down the line because I've been a part of stuff like this growing up with this stuff, so I don't know how long this can go.
Yeah,
I really don't.
So the description for episode 3 is Wanda's pregnancy fritzes her powers as she and Vision prepare for an accelerated delivery. And it's a very accelerated delivery because in a span of 12 to 13 hours, she delivers what should have been 9 months, of course.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing, of course, is based in fiction, or is it? In the comic book world, and they do the bad thing. In end of episode 1, right?
2.
And she starts showing by the end of episode 2 her little belly, and then so we start the episode. We've got a doctor checking in on Wanda.
Dr. Nielsen.
Huh?
Dr. Nielsen.
Dr. Nielsen, that's right.
Yeah, for the ratings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Neither do I. Nielsen ratings. That's what they. I
use.
get that, but what is his significance to the show?
Just other than a cheap joke?
Yeah, it's a cheap joke.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting also with the doctor.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like
much later on, we see the doctor. He's trying to go on vacation. He's excited to go to Bermuda, but when jumping ahead, when Vision Speed runs to him and tells him it's Wanda, she needs your help. He leaves his wife, and his wife is like, "What about my 2-piece?" And then he mentioned something like, "Oh, small town, can't really get away.
Can't really leave a small town."
Yeah.
And see, I didn't even know that until you guys brought it up about the Nielsen thing. Like, I thought his name was just Schmuck Fuck. Like, I didn't know what his actual name was. But now knowing that continues to, it doesn't aggravate me, but it just, it makes me question, how far is this going to go? How long can we do this? Like, seriously, because when we did it during the late 60s and most of the 70s, especially during the 70s, that's why the 80s were so, and like everybody was putting massive amounts of cocaine up their nose, because the 60s, and especially people who lived it will tell you, especially in the 70s, it was the doldrum drizzling shits. And the series and the sitcoms and the dramas showed that. There was some great television during that time, yes. But there was some stuff that you're just like, okay, really? And we're in that territory with WandaVision. I get what they're doing. I understand it. And a part of me respects it because, yes, finally Marvel is doing something different, what everybody has craved in the Marvel fandom. Yes, I get that. but how long can we do this? Like, how long can we do this? Because you're gonna upset two fan bases. You're gonna upset the normie fan who comes in and goes, "Oh, this reminds," like, especially the older groups who come in and go, "Oh, this reminds me of what I grew up with watching my grandparents or watching myself as a parent." Like, this is what I grew up with, and they're gonna do that, and they're gonna feel great about that. And then when you flip it on its head and do the what we'll get into further down the line, the is this reality? Is it not? That's not a spoiler. That's been throughout even the trailers. Is it reality or not? You're gonna piss those people off. And you're gonna alienate a fan base because they're expecting, oh well, we're gonna do this sitcom-y throwback to the 60s, 70s stuff, and that might not necessarily be what it is. Or they're going, or on the other hand, real quick, they're going full blow, and this is what we're gonna get through. This won't, I'm sorry, not like a Mandalorian, which you can see lasting 8 to 9 seasons. This show cannot sustain 3, 4, 5 seasons of this shit. It just can't.
I don't think the show is designed to do that.
I don't think it is either.
It's designed to do a one-off.
I don't think it is either, and I believe, yes, it's a one-off, especially to sell those tickets for that next movie. I'm just saying, I'm just putting my devil's advocate kind of fears out there of where we could go. And if we go down that road, that's not a good road to go down. I'm just saying it right now.
Right.
Because it didn't work in the 60s and 70s.
I don't think
it's gonna work for Marvel.
Well,
yeah, because everybody, like, well, except for those who are
articulate.
Most people, like I said, and we had this conversation with the Wonder Woman review. Most people aren't crying about the plot holes that you cried about with Wonder Woman 84, but hey, it's Marvel.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it'll be, because in my mind, I'm thinking they're going to do probably like 2 more decades of sitcoms. Like what we got 80s and 90s. I could see them probably going 2 more decades of sitcoms. And then that's when it really breaks through to the other, whatever they're trying to tell us. Because I mean, it's been 3 episodes already. And I kind of tell that they're telling us a lot, but not really at the same time. So I don't see it lasting much longer. And I don't think they're going to do the whole season this way, but I could be totally wrong. But I don't see that because like Pinhead's saying, I completely agree. They can't do it for that long before it starts to get.
There's only 6 hours of this, and we've been up an hour and a half.
Yeah, only that's
so there's like probably nine episodes, right?
No, but hold on. I'm gonna ask Mike. Like, so do you know if this season will be like that's it?
Yeah.
It seems like that's it, but then they even some people have been talking online and they were saying like this show could be a one-off right now, and supposedly it'll lead to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
And then who knows, we could go back to this show, but not necessarily the same show. It could be something.
Can't do that.
And it's just focused on Wanda. And it's not WandaVision. We don't know.
You can't do that. You really can't, because
that's why
especially what we'll learn from the Multiverse of Madness, and we don't know. That is true. But the stuff if they're going to impact the Marvel universe going forward, they cannot go backwards after that. So
no, I'm not. I
agree. I think you're right that this is a one-off show. Like, I think it is a one-off show.
Right. So don't worry. It seems like you're stressing too much for people. Like, if they don't like it, don't watch it.
I'm not stressing about that fact. I just don't want them to go down a road where they paint themselves in a corner, because we've actually got some good material here with Marvel that we can do some really good things with if we don't fall into the little holes. Right. Regardless of if this is a one-off or not, regardless of if this is 1 season or 22, like Law and Order, it doesn't matter. The first impression is where you start, and that's where we'll go. Okay, what are we gonna explore those interesting topics that we planted the seeds for in these first 3 episodes? Or are we just gonna keep? Because I'm telling you right now, one thing that is egregious in this thing that they've taken too far, and I know for a fact it didn't, because I watched these shows with my parents and my grandparents. The laugh track needs to stop.
the laugh track is over the top, and it was even
there's two more. There's 2 more decades, Pinhead.
It was
so,
worse, but this is worse in this episode. Like
yeah.
funny faces, ha! Let's laugh.
So
She squint. She said, "There's a point in an episode where she said, how?" And the laugh track went off. I'm like,
so I
that's
think
too much.
so as far as the laugh track, supposedly that was recorded in front of a live audience, as the first episode is titled. They really
Yeah,
had a live
that's
audience
true,
as they were
but they
filming.
also have beats that they like. That doesn't mean anything. Like they recorded it in a live audience. The
Right,
live
but I
audience.
think yeah. So I
Come
think
on,
I think
come
that's
on.
intentional. The laugh track is intentional because they
I
have
know it is, and that's my
those classic
problem.
shows. And then, but I think when you look at the undertones of the show and the story and the plot, the laugh track actually is a little bit more ominous. There's something more to it than just having it for the sake of having it.
And I get that. I get that it will down the line serve a purpose. I get that. But we're
But it's just
talking
getting
about right
annoying.
now. We're
Getting
talking about
annoying.
right now, and right now it's fucking agitating. It's agitating. It's agitating to sit there and listen to I get it. I get it. We're going back to, is it reality or isn't it? Well, I get it. We're gonna get to those points. But right now, where we're at, we're not there yet. Where we're at right now, it's very agitating because sitcoms didn't do that. Yes, they had a laugh track that was over the top, and yes, we get it. And the studio audience was fed a lot of the times. These guys are taking it to a whole new level that needs to stop. Like I almost put my head through my TV this episode because of that shit. I'm not kidding. I'm not being funny. I'm not using it as hyperbole. I literally had to come this close to stop putting my head through the TV because it was aggravating. I felt like I was in WandaVision. So I guess you did your guys' job.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I mean, it
Fuck.
sure sounds like it, dude. You're pretty heated. But
Well,
I
it's
mean,
annoying. It's fucking annoying.
I understand that, and like, I'm not like psyched to watch the show every week either. I'm just kind of like, I'm along for the ride at this point because I have no idea what's going on, and like, this is one of the first times where I was watching a Marvel movie that I don't really know what's going on. So I like that aspect of it, and I like the guessing games and stuff. I understand your frustration with the laugh track, but just because I'm not a big fan of it either. I'm just watching it for what it is, and I'm taking everything with like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Kind of thing, you know?
And make no mistake about it, not to get it twisted. Unlike you, I am looking forward to this every week. So
Okay.
that's why stuff like that, those little quirks, we'll call them, those annoy me because I do look forward to this show. This is one of the first Marvel endeavors since, I don't know, the first Doctor Strange film, maybe, I don't know, or Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the first Marvel thing where I've been like,
wow, this is
this
different.
is interesting.
This is
This
different.
isn't some bullshit where we're watching a bunch of glorified people wrestling around in tight. Like, I can watch that in wrestling. This is actually interesting material. So that's not my issue. I look forward to this every week. It's those little quirks that take me out and go,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I can understand where Pinhead is going with this.
That's all
Like,
I'm saying.
like, like when he was talking about like how the laugh tracks were getting annoying, it got louder. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yes.
It got louder in this episode. Like Mike might be right that there might be something, something to the laugh track that's causing them to do this, but like the gimmick of like the different genres, the different whatever, I understand, but like Pinhead said, it is getting tiresome. I truly hope that Chester's right, that fucking after the 80s and the 90s and all that shit, we fucking we find the truth and we do something that's a little different. Maybe we saw the real world this time around.
Yeah,
which is kind of nice. It was kind of cool, and I don't know. I was just For me, the episode was good just because of the fact that it reminded me of the Brady Bunch,
Yes, very Partridge Family, Brady
Partridge
Bunch.
Family,
Okay,
the
see,
monkeys,
Vibe.
that
Yeah, the monkeys, like all that vibes were there.
that's what I wanted to ask you guys. What was this? Because I've recognized every set that they've had. What was this set from? Because I'm
Brady Bunch,
Brady Bunch,
mostly
full
the Brady
blown,
Bunch.
full
okay.
blown. Maybe
The
with
rock wall and then the
little.
stairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like it's full blown, straight out of Brady Bunch with hints of Partridge Family.
Yep.
Just little peppers apart, but it's mostly full blown Brady Bunch.
And
Yep.
then
Even
this
to
is
the
something
door,
else.
like the door and the
Yeah.
front door is like Brady. Like
And this is something else I did want to say too. Was that I'm really impressed with Olsen's performance because
she's fantastic.
she's doing so good
Both of them.
at both. Yeah, both of them. I'm just for her. She stood out to me from the pair because
Agreed.
she's her mannerisms and like her movements and just the way that women were in these
Sitcoms.
sitcoms and eras. She's
Yeah.
doing it like perfectly, and I just want to say
Yep.
that she's been doing a fantastic job since the get-go.
I can't wait for the
You're
80s
right.
when
Yeah.
when they I hope they do Peggy Bundy, the red hair and shit. I hope they fucking do Peggy Bundy and Al Bundy.
Wow,
It would be
that'll
fucking
be
amazing.
That would be interesting to see.
It would be
Vincent
fucking
as an
amazing.
Al
Like,
Bundy
oh
type.
man, it would be amazing.
Wow.
And then the two kids would be like Bud and Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Just
it
do
was.
me a favor. Just do me the small favor. When we get to the 90s, don't copy Friends, please.
It's gonna be
You know
Friends.
it's coming,
It's
yeah.
either Friends. It's either Friends or Seinfeld.
I want Seinfeld. Friends, you copy
Ooh.
all you-
Or Frasier.
Frasier
That's
would be
fine.
good too.
Please don't do Friends.
I don't know if they're gonna do any of those because you look at the
What
trailer.
would be
it's
nice
giving
is
you
if
a
they
hint.
threw a curveball and did something like a Will and
No.
Grace or something
Or like
that.
Night Court.
Hold on,
Night
Mike.
Court would be awesome.
Night
Well,
Court would be amazing.
Mike, go ahead. I want to hear what you had to say.
So when was Full House? Was it the 90s?
90s, yeah.
I think if there's anything, they're gonna go with Full House because her sisters were in there.
That's
It's
fucked
direct-
up.
Huh?
Interesting.
That'd be fucked
Yeah.
up though.
So I think that's the.
Not really.
I mean, as
It'd be
far as
an
the
interesting-
team, as far as
Yeah,
the family,
He's right. Like
It-
it'd be an interesting parallel to this WandaVision. Is it reality or not reality type?
Would
of
would
thing.
it would it be funny if it was like the old cast of Full House that came into?
Oh God.
well, probably not. I mean,
Well,
we're
not
probably
one.
gonna see that, but we're probably going to see a hint to the Full House because when you look at the show, now we're getting a family aspect of it because it's not just the wife and the husband; it's the wife and the husband and the kids. So, if
Yep.
anything, I think they're going to go, or maybe just a small reference to Full House. But I don't think we're going to see Friends or like, you know.
I hope not, because that's too on the nose for me. Like,
Right.
It's just like
Yeah, Friends is
if
too
you're,
cringe.
if you're gonna do that, then let's do Family Matters. If we're going down that road.
And can I
Right,
ask you something?
right.
Can I ask Kuya something else too?
What's up?
The two twin boys, Bobby and Tommy. Is that relevant to anything in the books?
Yeah.
House of M. In the story of House of M, when Wanda said no more mutants and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
It happened because Bobby and Tommy, Wiccan and Speed. Those are the
Yeah.
two boys' name. They're mutants. They were born as mutants. So they were something happened to them in the storyline, and she went crazy. That's why she said no more mutants because of all the shock with her realizing that her kids are gone, and then Magneto telling her that he's not the father.
So that's why that happened. I've
Yeah.
always been wondering why that event happened like that.
Yeah, no, like when they said no more mutant. Well, I mean they planned on like decreasing the mutant population to like 1%, or like
Okay.
because they had like millions of mutants all over the world and all that shit, and they just wanted to decrease it to like 200 something, or I don't know what the correct number is, but I think they're pushing for the reverse of House of M, because Wanda might be the doorway to create the mutants. You know what I mean?
I do. So like, yeah, from each episode that we've been talking about this, I've been slowly putting the pieces together, and like what you're saying makes complete sense on how they're going to do that, because I mean, in all, everything that we're seeing so far, it makes the most sense. It really does. So that would be really cool if they end up bringing mutants in this way.
Yeah, like what, like the Scarlet Witch is like one of the most powerful people in Marvel, and
So is she Omega level?
she's Omega. Yeah,
Okay.
You asked that question last episode.
Did I?
Yeah.
He did.
but
Okay.
it's okay. It's
Whoa,
all right.
we're having a little WandaVision moment
Yeah,
here.
we're
Deja
having a little
vu there.
WandaVision
Oh,
of our
shit.
own, like,
No,
So-
but no, they kind of retconned a lot of her powers in a sense.
but that's
like,
why I asked, because it doesn't feel like that. It feels like she's just some ho hum. And I'm not talking about this series. I'm talking
Mhm.
about since her debut in the Marvel universe. It feels like she's just like, regardless of the accent drop, it feels like she's
It
just
came
like
back.
this. Yeah,
it
exactly.
came back a little bit,
back,
a little
but-
bit, a little bit. When
Yeah,
he's
well,
Pietro,
they dipped their toe in there, but regardless of that, it just feels like she's just been going through the motions. And Vision is like the breath of fresh air that she got in this
Yep.
series. Like, she reminds me of a mid-card wrestler. She's just,
no, like
I'm
it's
here to collect the paycheck.
Pinhead is it's kind of like what happened in when a mid card gets bumped up in wrestling. Like her powers in the '60s was like hex powers because she's a witch.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little hex magic, blah, 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 whatever, right? And then like slowly but surely in the '70s and the '80s they added more shit, and then now she's a reality warper, so she can change reality at any given point. And then she has like whatever her other powers were, like the hex magic. So they kind of combined it into like this little jumbled up whatever mysterious type of ability and all that shit. And then now she's a mutant, and it's kind of weird, and it's just nice to see like somebody else other than Iron Man getting hyped up in this kind of sense. It's nice that it's Wanda. I think Elizabeth Olsen is perfect to be Wanda in a sense. So
Yeah,
like,
that's why it's aggravating for me, because she's a perfect cast for that role, and so
Yeah.
far she's been giving nothing but dribble.
like I've been hearing like the theories from people on YouTube and all that stuff about how her powers are related to like the Infinity Stones and all that shit. Because like how she
Yeah.
built that relationship with Vision because of the Mind Stone.
Okay. Yeah.
And her abilities is more like the ether from Thor 2, like because it's red and all that bullshit. Yeah, I don't, whatever.
So I watched Age of Ultron again.
Yeah,
And because when the movie starts, of course, the Avengers are after Loki's staff, which
Yep.
contains which
the
stone?
space.
Space stone. Okay, and then we're introduced to both Wanda and Pietro in that.
Actually, no, I think it was is it the mind? It's the
I
mind
think-
one, right?
Isn't it
No, it's the space stone.
Is it the space stone?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because when
Because the Tesseract is the space stone, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, because they use that staff
was
to
the
make
mind.
Vision.
It
You're
was
right.
it was
They
the
use
mind.
it to make Vision. I remember now. You're right.
Yeah, so it's the
So
Mind
we
Stone.
don't fucking know Stone.
Because when in the first
It's
Avengers
a MacGuffin.
in the first Avengers movie, when Loki gets his Loki pokey stick and he puts it on people, it's like, I'm controlling you now, Jeremy Renner. You're Dark Hawkeye. Like, so but yeah. So in Age of Ultron, it's because what
It's the
movie
mind. It's the Mind Stone. Then
where we're first introduced to the twins at one of the end credits. I'm trying to remember.
Oh
It-
gosh,
it
I
was,
think it might be the end of Winter
Captain-
Soldier, right?
it was either Winter Soldier or Iron Man 2.
Yeah, one of those.
Mm.
So
One of those.
it's I think here, yeah, they show that they got their powers from that stone. That's where they got their powers from.
Okay.
Yeah, in Age of Ultron. And here we haven't even heard the so far in the Marvel universe we haven't even heard the word mutant. It's never been uttered.
Right.
So it would be fitting for her to be the one to introduce that in a big way and change the universe, the Marvel universe as we know it. So speaking of Wiccan and Speed, I did see a leak. I'm not sure how legit it is, but
Young Avengers, man.
they do have the Funko Pops of Wanda and Vision, and supposedly, it just looks like concept artwork. It doesn't look like legit like molds of those Funko Pops. But there's Wiccan, Speed, and there's a few other characters.
The Young Avengers.
Huh?
It's gonna be the Young Avengers.
Right. So for those two,
Because
but then,
because no, because Haley Stanfield is gonna be the Hawkeye of
yeah,
that
right,
group,
right, yeah.
That's awesome.
They're
and
setting
then
it up.
Ant-Man's daughter is gonna be part of it too. So
Right. They're already setting it up. So I also want to mention as far as the laugh track being intentional, everything they're doing in this show is intentional. Even the ads, looking back, the first two ads that we got in episodes 1 and 2, further looking back at it with the first ad with the Stark toaster, in Age of Ultron, Wanda is saying she's telling Ultron how she and Pietro were staring at this Stark bomb that was blinking with the light, and they were just waiting for it to go off. And it's that toaster is a direct because the light was blinking, and you could hear it's basically Wanda. I guess it might be Wanda subconscious, or as far as the ad, like it's reminding her. And then even in the second commercial, which is the Strucker Hydra watch, a watch is basically ticking, right? So it's like a whole Wanda's basically, I'm looking at it as like Wanda's basically a ticking time bomb. She's trying to keep things under control, but it's looking like, she's slowly losing it. So going back into the episode itself, we see Herb, who's the neighbor of Wanda and Vision. He's trimming the hedges, and he's starting to trim the concrete, and Vision sees it, and Vision's like, "Hey, you're trimming the concrete right there," and he's cutting through it, and he's just like has this blank look on his face, where he's just like keeps going, and so I'm like, "What are these humans, or are these robots, or are these projections, or what is going on?" Right?
Right.
And then we also get the hint so basically like every 5 minutes or so, Wanda is going through each month of pregnancy. The doctor explains to her like, "Oh, for women, we like to explain the baby size is the size of a fruit. Certain so and so is a month is like the size of a papaya, or as Vision calls it,
papaya.
The
Papaya.
papaya." So they debate
Freaking
on
Vision.
Wanda likes the name Tommy. Vision likes the name Billy after William Shakespeare, which I'm not sure if that's a reference to his character of sorts, like back in A Knight's Tale, Chaucer, William Chaucer. And then
Nice.
as Wanda is going, like at first she seems okay. I'm like, well, she's handling it pretty well for someone who's going through pregnancy that fast. That's pretty crazy. And then like she starts feeling stuff. The power goes out, and then
Started raining.
yeah, it started it's a great metaphor, not metaphor, but it's a great physical thing of like, oh, I think my water broke. The sprinklers like got set off in the house. And then that's when we get the third ad for Hydra Soak. Find the goddess within.
Wait, goddess?
Yeah.
Are they trying to say that Scarlet Witch is a goddess now? They're they want to add a goddess to the Marvel universe. Is that what it is?
Maybe, you never know, but I get
And
it.
I will go on record saying that is one touch of the show that they added for the era that I really do enjoy, the commercials, because it feels it goes with the theme of this show, and it feels very, for those who know, it feels very Twilight Zone-esque, because especially in the early days of the Twilight Zone, to pay for the production of the series, they ran ads in the middle of the show exactly like the ones they're running in WandaVision. So I do like that touch of the aspect of the show.
Yep.
It makes it feel very Twilight Zone, and which is a lot of the vibes WandaVision gives off. Like it's straight out of like Rod Sterling's Twilight Zone mind. So I do like that aspect.
Oh, and Mike, are you gonna talk about like the rough edit cut that Wanda did when
Yeah, that was a
Vision
big
was
deal.
talking to when
Right, right.
Vision was talking about something very serious, and then she didn't like it, and then
Right. She rewinds back time, and then
like it was a rough edit cut. I was like, dang. I thought like when I was watching it, I thought the thing jumped.
Yeah, same. I thought.
I was
Right.
like, what the hell? And I had to rewind it. I was like,
Pinhead didn't pay the bill this month. Like, what the hell?
no.
as Vision is figuring out some sketchy stuff going on around.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah. Yes, thanks for reminding me of that. And then we get the water sprinkler getting set off, and then soon after, Geraldine, who is actually, we didn't mention this. It seems
Monica
like
Rambeau.
Geraldine is Monica Rambeau, the little
Oh.
girl from Captain Marvel, Jester and Pinhead's favorite Marvel movie, is all grown up now. So
I'll definitely take that over Carol. So
Oh man, same here,
Oh.
dude. Same here, bro.
like, I can't wait for that moment where we give old Bree Das Boot out the door and put Monica
I think-
Monica Rambeau in the place. So
I think
Yes, sir.
she's okay
Her
with it.
her
oh, I
Captain
know.
Marvel
It's
run
just a
is
fantasy
way
of
better.
mine. It's just a fantasy of mine, you know.
I had no
Head
idea
canon.
if Marvel released Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel versus Carol, that I think it would have been a much more successful movie, because the Monica Rambeau character of Captain Marvel was more popular.
Hmm.
Well,
I
She was
think
more
they just
likable.
yeah, because she was like, she was born out of the 80s when the Avengers was a fucking hot comic.
Yeah.
And she was trying to figure out her powers and all that stuff, and Shield was actually helping her out, and all that good stuff, and then all of a sudden they retconned her, and then they fucking gave her different powers, and then they gave Captain Marvel to fucking Carol. So
Yeah, you guys, the fanboys always complain about it, especially today. She was diversity done right,
hmm
Well, who knows?
but you don't talk about her, you know.
They might be setting it up that way. Because eventually,
I hope so.
what's her name?
they're gonna use her new persona now.
Well,
So-
eventually they're because like these big stars, they keep renewing contracts and they keep earning the big bucks. Like,
Yeah.
eventually Marvel's gonna be like, okay, well, we're gonna wrap up your story, and that's why you have the Young Avengers and all these other, also to not just to expand the story, but from a business standpoint, they're gonna want to like, we can pay
Yeah.
these younger actors, these up and coming.
Yeah, we're not paying you as much as we do Robert Downey Jr. over here,
Yeah,
so kick
exactly.
rocks.
Exactly.
Oh, can I say too that the one part that made me laugh in this episode, when the power went out, and that I can't remember what her name was, but she's like, "Oh, did these earrings make me look fat?" And then the power goes out, and it's like,
Dottie.
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 thank God. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard, dude. Like that was the one time that
my
it caught
God,
me. It caught me
thank
off
you.
guard.
I thought I was the only that was one of the two moments where I actually laughed out loud. The other was a ridiculous moment, and I was like, "Why did I laugh at that?"
It caught me off guard, dude. I wasn't
Yeah, it
expecting
does.
that.
It catches you off guard. I'm like,
No,
okay.
and fucking
for you, WandaVision.
Marvel Ross is like fucking very ho hum about it too. She's like, oh, thank God, like, the light. went off.
Yeah, it was great.
Like Marvel Ross, because he looks like Ross.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was like, what? Like,
I call him Marvel Ross. I don't know
Yeah.
the actor's name. He looks like
It's
fucking
Marvel Ross now.
With a handlebar mustache.
yeah. He looks like
So-
fucking David Schwimmer, man.
Yeah, and then of course, when Geraldine shows up, she's asking for a bucket. She needs a bucket, and then she was telling Wanda how she was getting a job interview,
hmm
and Wanda's trying to hide, of course, her belly. So she gets a coat, and then I just love, of course, I do want to mention early in the episode we get a montage of them like going around town, having fun, getting ice cream. Then she's doing the chores, she's doing the vacuum while reading a magazine. Like she's using her magic as the vacuum is cleaning. Like those are great touches and pretty cool. But yeah, so when Geraldine shows up, she's trying to hide her belly. And then she successfully does it with a coat. And then as she's like feeling those
Contraction.
the contraction, the Braxton Hicks contractions, every time she gets a jolt, like she changes her coat accidentally while she's looking for a bucket in the kitchen. And then
Yeah.
Geraldine hears this and she's like, "Oh, do you need some help? Let me help you." And she's like, "No, no." Like, and then when she comes, like she has the last
She
coat,
grabbed the fruit.
it's like this fur coat. She's like throws it out of the kitchen, and then she gets a bowl of fruit to put it over her belly. Geraldine's like, "Oh, fruit, Wanda, you're awesome." So she gets an apple, and then she's like leaving, but then no, she's like not leaving yet. Um,
It was very Home Improvement
right,
Yeah.
right.
with
Yep.
Wilson.
And then she has a seat, and then as she was having her contractions in the baby's room, because she was asking for office supplies if she has any in the spare bedroom, the spare bedroom has now been converted to a baby's room, because we also see Vision building. Vision's like way ahead, like he builds a playground in the backyard. I'm like, dude, the baby won't even care about that shit. But then
No, but
course-
that's the homage to the Brady Bunch because they had a swing set. in the
right,
back,
right.
So.
And then there is a stork painted in the baby's room. And
Mhm.
then later on, we see the stork as Geraldine is talking on the couch. The stork is out there, and Wanda's like trying to like snap her fingers, like trying to make it disappear. But there's just like
Nothing.
red smoke, and the stork is not going anywhere. It's like, what the hell? And so the stork is trying to get to Geraldine, and as the stork tries to bite Geraldine's pants because there's fish. There's like a fish print on her pants. And she doesn't even notice. I just thought it was hilarious. And then
Yeah.
so later on, yeah, as the contractions get worse, before you know it, it's time. So she lays behind the couch. Geraldine is there to assist her.
Yep.
And then meanwhile, Vision already left to get, before Geraldine arrived, Vision already ran to get the doctor for some help. So he's still on his way back. And then before you know it, Geraldine helps
Tommy was
Wanda deliver first baby, which you thought,
Tommy.
oh, there's Tommy. And then before you know it, Vision comes back with the doctor, baby's out, and then Geraldine takes the doctor back in the kitchen or wherever. And so Wanda tells Vision, "Don't you want to see your son? Don't you want your son to see you as the real
As
you?"
you.
So he switches his to his actual android purple maroon face.
That was a nice.
Mike. Synthezoid, not Android.
Synthezoid.
Oh.
Synthezoid.
There you go. So yeah.
Yes, Sam. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're
If
fine.
we're gonna categorize Vision, we gotta make sure it's right because some cancel culture people are gonna be fucking. Oh my God, he said Android.
He's a synthesoid, not an
It's about to be
android,
synthesized.
Synthezoid.
Michael.
So yeah, and then before you know it, Vision's holding the baby, and he says like Tommy, and Wanda's really happy that he lets he agrees to Tommy. And then before you know it, she's like, "Oh!" She screams because she's like, "Another baby!" Like they're freaked out. And of course, cut to the delivery is okay. They got the two babies. So Vision tells the doctor, "Oh, let me walk you out." And then Geraldine is left with Wanda. They're talking, and then Geraldine, Wanda's reminded that she's a twin. She remembers that she's a twin, and then
Pietro.
yeah, she mentions Pietro, and the accent, that
Yep.
Sokovian accent
Yep.
comes back, makes a return, and then of course Geraldine.
He's saying no, she's saying the Sokovian lullaby.
Oh yeah, she starts singing the Sokovian lullaby, and then Geraldine asks her, "What happened? Or wasn't he killed by Ultron?" And that triggers Wanda. And
Like, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeets
And then
her
she
out of
changed the
there.
subject. Hey, no, that's just no. What the fuck did you say?
he says, he was killed by Ultron, wasn't he? And then Wanda starts tearing up, and then she says, "What did you say?" And then she notices Geraldine's pendant, her necklace. It's got
Sword.
a sword pendant on it. And then she's like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And then outside, Vision sends the doctor off, and we also notice Agnes is talking to Herb, and then Vision is asking them, or Agnes asks Vision, "Is Geraldine in there?" And then Vision tells her, "Yeah, she's in there with Wanda." And then uh, Agnes and Herb are talking, and Herb is like trying to tell Vision like she came here because we're all, and he doesn't continue it. And Agnes is like, stop it, don't shut up, like don't say what you're gonna say. And like what's going on? And then of course, when Vision gets back, we get that look on Wanda like she's gonna do something to Geraldine. Like,
And
oh
she did,
shit.
but they cut it off.
Right.
They cut
They
off
cut it
that
off.
scene.
Yeah, and then when he gets back in the house, Vision asks Wanda, "Where's Geraldine?" And then Wanda says, "Oh, she left, honey. She had to rush home." And the way she
Yep.
says it, and the look on her face, it's like, "What did you do?" And then of course,
And the cut scene, or the scene that they cut is Wanda hexing her through the wall, and that's why
right,
she was flying.
right, and then we look outside of town. There's a big sign of Westview of the
Mhm.
town, and then the aspect ratio slowly changes into widescreen, and then we see Geraldine pop out of like what looks like a hologram field of some sort, and then she lands on the grass very very gently, um, and then she
Gently,
or
she got slammed, didn't she?
it's not like Man of Steel where it's like bam through the building.
Well, it's not as dark as as DC movies, Mike. Come on,
Right,
it's a
right.
Marvel show, so
Well, we got to keep her safe too, because if this is
oh yeah,
Monica Rambeau, we got to keep her alive, right?
yeah,
So
true.
she wakes up, and then choppers fly in, and these jeeps, and it looks like a military installation, and then there's these huge posts of like what look like lamp projectors of like hologram projectors of sorts, where it's projecting this field of the town, and then that's it. It cuts.
And
Um,
then did you notice the song, "Daydream Believer" by the Monkeys?
okay, yeah, yeah,
I
right,
did notice that. Yep.
right.
Yeah, they're like, it's talking about like the "Daydream Believer" is a song about like this guy who married the prom queen or something, but they're having the hardest time with their life because like of all the struggles. So
Right.
basically, he's just like, oh, you're just living your dream. But I was just like, when I heard the song, I was like, well, shit, they're actually going all the way with this Wanda being in control of all the dreams and shit. Like, this is
Mm.
so, like, like, I think, like, in my feeble mind here, I think they're gearing up Wanda as the bad guy for Doctor Strange. Like she's gonna be either the bad guy, or she's gonna be in control, or being controlled by the bad guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Who might be
It could be either Mephisto,
Mephisto? Yep.
could be
Mm.
Cthulhu, could be whoever the fuck they want to make it as.
Well, if they
It
make
could be
it,
Tony Stark.
Doc,
if they
Could be
make a
Tony Stark.
Mephisto, if they make a Mephisto, isn't that like their opening for Ghost Rider?
True. Because Mephisto is a main baddie for Marvel. Like, it's not just like
Oh,
a
okay,
specific hero.
okay.
maybe
So
it's arcade.
it could be. It
But
could
that,
be.
but
It
that's
could be
who.
Nightmare too. So I mean,
Okay.
it could be all of these things. But I think, in my feeble mind, and then just based on the comic books that I've read over the years, that they're trying to use Wanda as a method of controlling, like controlling her powers, so that she can create the kids, so that somebody would take over for the kids or whatever, and it's gonna be jumbled up and shit. Sam Raimi's gonna do his magic with fucking Doctor Strange in this one. So like,
Hell yeah.
this is like getting into that weird Sam Raimi bullshit. You know what I'm talking about, Pinhead, right?
Yeah, I
That
know.
that that
The
that
stuff
weird
only
that
people like me enjoy,
yeah. So Doctor
You
Strange.
Marvel fanboys, some of you Marvel fanboys are gonna have a hard day's night with this one because there's gonna be a lot of Kleenex boxes being flying off the shelves because they're not gonna like certain people aren't gonna like Sam Raimi's style.
Eh,
for the same reason Kuya just talked about. So
it's gonna be fun. Again, I'm a
I
fan.
can't wait.
I'm a fan of different Marvel stuff.
So am I.
Like in my top five, none of them are the Avengers. None of them are fucking like the whatever were like the Doctor Strange is in my top five.
Yep.
Like you guys are saying, man, they can't do the action hero forever, man. They have to change it up in order to
They
keep
got
going.
to do something. They have
Yeah.
to do something.
Yep. Yeah.
So I
So
want to mention in episode 2, Agnes mentions the devil is in the details. So
yeah,
I think that's the clear hint of Mephisto.
yeah. And again, like they're afraid of Wanda's powers because Wanda's powers is like really strong, but they need somebody to harness her or focus her. That's why probably Agnes is there because Agatha Harkness is a character in Wanda's comic books.
Right.
Kuya,
Okay.
I'll
Yes, sir.
ask you a third time. Is she an Omega level mutant?
Oh, yes, she is. Yes, she is. That's it. That's just like yes. Like they made they like when they made her into a mutant, it was given that she was Omega
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that because like they were trying to classify. Okay, well, what can she do? And then the first answer was like, well, she can change reality. Well, there you go.
Right.
That's universal right there. That you can change the world to whatever you want to. You know.
Yep.
Well, who
So
are her
yeah,
parents again?
they've been retconning a lot of bullshit right now. It's as far as I know, it's not Magneto anymore.
Really?
Oh, so
I-
that's dead and gone. Okay, I'm out.
no, just because of
No, I'm
House
just
of
kidding.
M, right? But it's because of House of
Oh,
M
Yeah,
because
I know.
they did that.
I get that.
But I'm not 100% sure if they brought it back just because like
It's
some of
probably
them.
some guy in IT named Stuart.
I don't know, but
Okay.
the old '80s Avengers with Scarlet Witch and Vision, like I grew up reading those things, man. Like that's why when I first saw the Avengers, the first one, the first movie, I was kind of happy to see the Avengers, but then I was kind of pissed off just because of the fact that in the Chitauri War, when the Chitauri were attacked New York, Vision and Scarlet Witch was a main part of it, along
Yeah.
with Thanos's brother.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and it's kind of weird, but his name was Star Fox. And no, seriously, like
No, I
really-
not the video
know.
game, right?
No, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously not, but
So-
yeah, because if so, Nintendo
And
would
his
be
his
suing.
powers is charm, so he can charm a shitload of people with his smile. He's a good kind of good looking character, or whatever. And that was his powers with, and he's the brother of Thanos.
Mm, okay.
And
Well, Hank Pym was supposed to create Ultron,
yeah,
Right.
but they, of course,
That's true.
they had to change it up. So
yeah, they
But
did
that,
a lot of.
that goes with adaptation. It's gonna happen with every book, every comic, every
Oh,
video
you mean-
game.
Pinhead,
Hollywood can't help
you mean like Superman snapping fucking Zod's neck? Ah,
or like a certain thing that'll come in October named Dune, which will
oh,
be very, very changed. But we gotta accept certain changes in order to get the adaptations we have. Like
I hope again. I truly hope that like with WandaVision, they they make it or at the end of the series or the end of whatever this season is, they set up fucking Doctor Strange perfectly because
I hope so too.
because this is one way for them to say to get the MCU back to the way to wherever it was. Because right now, like it's been a year, it's been over a year since they had anything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So people are forgetting shit.
Yeah.
That's why when they saw the superhero movie Wonder Woman 84, they were like, wait,
what is this?
is this a little
Yeah,
different?
exactly.
But like
Exactly.
if you think about it, fucking Wonder Woman 84 is basically a Marvel movie in DC.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that as a
That
movie
was my
goer.
whole issue with you won't complain about the Marvel shit. You won't do that there because it's fun to it's even to now, which it should be old at this point, but it's fun to kick the shit out of DC. Like it's fun. Like let's keep doing it. And with Zack Snyder's cut coming, Oh boy, those
Oh,
steel
my-
toe boots are getting ready.
Oh, hey.
you-
The irony
They're
is
gonna
the
have to
irony-
watch. They're gonna have to watch 4 fucking hours of it to critique it.
Well, but
I
the
don't want to
problem
hear
is-
anybody
they
that
already
didn't
hate
watch
it.
4
It
hours.
hasn't even been out.
Yeah,
yet.
they don't. No, that's not like Mike said. That's not going to happen because they're already predetermined. They already hate it before before the first 30 seconds drop. They're like garbage, garbage, because it's Snyder. But the irony of the whole thing, before we go on it, while we wrap this up and go on it, the irony of it is, your boy Zack Snyder, who you hate so much, you fanboys, especially you comic nerd fanboys. He is the one that has come closest to adapting your favorite comics to a T more than anyone in the history of this shit.
This is true.
This is facts.
This is true.
I'll give you Watchmen. As Jester, I'm pretty sure, my memory's fucked up, but as I'm sure Jester once stated, it's a panel for panel movie.
Watchmen. Yep.
So,
The director's
So the
cut.
very-
Yeah.
but you don't like him, but you know, he doesn't know anything about comics. He's just making the movies that are blow for blow, your favorite comics, what you wanted, but he's a hack. You know, whatever.
Right. So we are on Facebook Live. We've been on Facebook Live, and we had some people say hi.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello,
So-
Facebook
I'm
Live.
surprised you're here, but I still love you.
So am I, and I do too.
so
Sorry for the
Freddie-
language. People that know me.
Freddie says, comic books have gotten too expensive to keep going for me. I haven't read one in a long time now. The cinematic universe has taken over for me. DC just doesn't have the movie formula down like Marvel does. So that's what he
Yeah,
said.
there shouldn't be a Freddie. There shouldn't be a fucking formula for superhero movies. Because
Well, no,
superhero movies are
but
random.
hold on. I understand
where he's
his
coming
point.
from.
Yeah,
Like I
because-
understand, and I'll let you go, Jester. I'm just gonna say I understand perfectly where he's coming from.
Yeah.
So,
I don't agree with it, but I understand where he's coming from. Go
I
ahead.
understand on the aspect of like when Marvel started with, I'm just gonna say Iron Man because that's when they had the idea to go with this like multiple characters into one thing. They have a plan, and it seemed like since DC started making movies, there was never really a plan. It was like one guy came in, did a couple movies, then another guy comes in, does a couple movies, and then they do their best to like kind of like intermingle. I mean, for crying out loud, and like just in my life alone, how many Batmans have there been?
no, but it wasn't supposed to be mingled. That's the
No, no,
thing.
I know.
The Warner Brother executives, they wanted to interconnect everything just because it worked for Marvel, it should work for us. No.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, is that comes across as sloppy, which it is, and then that's why people have issues with that, because it doesn't seem like it's organized and they have a plan.
And Freddie is correct. The guy's name was Freddie, correct?
Yep.
In his defense, and I will say, yes, Kuya, you're correct. Under cinema guidelines and what should be consisted as cinema and art, there should be no what you call roadmap.
Formula.
Right.
Formula, correct. However, in Freddie's defense, and he's right here, when you don't have a roadmap, you don't have a formula. We get Space Wizards, the problem we had with the Star Wars franchise, and you get a huge crack in the fandom
Thank you, Pinhead.
because they didn't, regardless of if you loved the new trilogy or hated it.
Yep.
We all know and we can all agree they had no plan.
Thank
That's
you,
not
sir.
up for debate. They admitted they had no plan.
Yeah.
Even
So
Kathleen Kennedy has admitted this. And that's what you get when you don't have formula.
Yeah.
yeah. So speaking of having a plan, there is this guy called Zack Snyder, and he had a 5-movie plan laid out.
They had a plan.
So Man of
They
Steel
had a
came
fucking
out,
plan.
Man of Steel,
But they didn't trust the plan.
right? They didn't trust.
That's my issue.
They buckled when BVS came out, and it
Yep.
split audiences, and they were like, "Oh, what's this? What is this?
Batman doesn't kill.
Martha, Martha!" And I'm like,
Martha, it's all about Martha.
and up to now, people, of course, haters will make fun of that Martha scene. But then in Endgame, in a little movie called Endgame, when Captain America says, "Bucky is alive," what? Oh, we didn't make fun of that.
Well,
Yeah.
like Mike, you had movies before that scene. I feel like there wasn't enough before BVS to like justify that.
What did you
For
need?
me.
But the problem
What-
with that
what-
argument is Zack Snyder gets the blame for that, and he wasn't given his full vision to go forward and
If
have
if you watch
a
the
whole
director's
universe.
ultimate
If
cut
he was given,
of
if he was
BVS,
given a vision, if he was allowed to do what he wanted to do,
Yep.
we would be having a completely different conversation. Yes,
Yep.
maybe people wouldn't be blowing him, but the hatred and the rhetoric and the vitriol would not be this vicious.
Right.
they
so you-
would give him the respect that he deserves.
and
That's what
you don't
pisses
even
me off.
need-
No one holds blame to Marvel or Warner Brothers or Disney, these corporations. They
So-
go after the artists.
So, Jester, you don't even need a movie to explain Martha. At the beginning of BVS, and this is not even the ultimate cut, at the
Okay.
beginning of the film, we get another montage of Bruce Wayne and his parents. And everyone's like,
Mhm.
oh, we got to see the Waynes get murdered again. But for me, I don't care. I don't care if we see it over, or even Spider-Man Uncle Ben. I don't see if we see it, I don't care if we see it over and over again. As long as it's done in a different point, a different perspective, different point of view, as long as it's done in a very artful way and how they did, like, I don't care. Give it to me, show me. And as Thomas Wayne lays dying, the last word that he says is Martha. In Man of Steel, it's very clear that Clark Kent's adoptive Earth mom is named Martha.
Mhm.
So
Right.
you know, and like when that scene, when
And
that happened,
even comic book fuckers.
Hold on, let him finish. Hold on.
No,
let him
no, no.
finish.
And even comic book people totally forgot about that correlation.
yeah,
Zack
and-
Snyder was the one that fucking combined it into whole.
right. And when I saw the movie the first time, I thought it was absolutely genius that Zack Snyder connected both their moms by having the same name. No one's ever done that before, as far as I know. I don't know if they did.
Yeah, none,
But
not
never
even in
been
comic
done
books.
before.
Yeah.
And to tie these two opposing characters and totally misunderstanding each other, like Batman looking at Superman like the alien threat that he is, and Superman looking at this dark, vengeful, like vigilante, like, you know, and then why did you say that name? He stops and he realizes, like, this guy's not just an alien. This guy actually lives a life on Earth. He's living like a human being among us, you know. That I thought it was genius. So anyway,
And,
we will.
and
no,
that all
so-
goes back to my point of you hate him, and I'm not talking about Jester. I'm talking about the overall. I'm talking about the overall toxic motherfuckers. You hate him, but newsflash, people, just like Michael, just like Mike reaffirmed my point a few minutes earlier. He's making the most comic book accurate films out there today.
Yeah.
Name me one, and show me. Show me the panel and show me the movie and name me one. I'll wait. We'll be waiting a while, but I'll wait.
There's a bunch in Marvel too. There's a bunch of Marvel.
I'm sure there are, but I
They-
mean,
they flip the fuck out when
at
Gwen-
the level where it's like the
Oh, yeah.
detail, because those guys at Marvel, we don't have to mention them because people kiss their ass. They don't kiss Zach's ass; they kick it. So that's why I don't mention the people at Marvel, because the people at Marvel, even if they make a mediocre film, they still get praised.
Yep.
The people at
Well-
the people for Captain Marvel were held up high, and that movie was lackluster.
They made $1 billion.
So, but like
Oh
I'm,
yeah, I know. But
I'm just-
that's what matters. That's what
I'm,
matters.
I'm just gonna rewind this right back to BS because I Mike's point is very true, and like I like that they did that. My thing is that this is just a feeling, and I'm not saying, you know, like my feelings are fact. I'm just saying that
Unless you're
feels-
Fox News.
it feels rushed, and I wish, like I really do, I wish that BVS was like 4 hours. I wish.
That's why you need to see the ultimate cut.
No, I know, and I will, and
I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you. I'm glad you brought that up,
Yeah.
because a lot of people do that, and I'm not talking about you once again, but a lot of people bring that up that haven't seen the ultimate cut, and it's just garbage. If you actually get to see the ultimate cut, you see the vision that Zach was going for, not just
Yeah.
for Batman v Superman, the overall arc of what he was going for in the 2 Justice Leagues that he was promised that never
Right.
happened.
Right.
Right.
So
And
You see what he was setting up much better in that ultimate cut. So
Yeah.
for people like you, I would say, please give the ultimate cut a try and then come back. And if your opinion's the same, that's your opinion, fine.
Yeah.
But see the ultimate cut first and then judge it off of that, because that was Zach's true vision.
And see, to your point though, like I want Zach to have the reins because I think he can do what he wants to do in a really, really good way. But he's just handcuffed all the time, and it ends up biting everybody in the ass, including his audience, and it
Right.
sucks.
And that's why, and that's why a lot of people said, "Oh, it's too rushed." Why is Wonder Woman here? Why is Aquaman showing up in BVS and Flash brief glimpses? Because it was a setup to Justice League, and then of course, years later, we all know the tragedy that was the Justice League, and now we look back, and had they just let the guy
Do his
continue
thing.
his 5-movie plan of
It was only 5. It wasn't even like a fucking 10-year plan. It was
Justice
5
League,
fucking movies.
Justice League 2 and Justice League 3,
Yeah.
we would have gotten something that I don't think is necessarily rushed. I think it's well planned and thought out for a guy supposedly that doesn't understand comics. When you're, for me personally, I've read the comics and I'm seeing the movie and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the most comic accurate that I've seen.
Yeah,
as far as these
those are the two complaints. He doesn't understand comics and he doesn't understand horror. Take it from two people who know about comics, Mike, and horror. You're wrong. Sorry, you're just wrong.
Yep.
That's
know,
all there is to it. There's no debate. You're wrong.
I feel bad. We went on a huge tangent on the Vision review, but like,
Well,
It correlates with everything.
Because this is necessary because people bring this up.
Like,
yeah, no, I know.
This is a different take on Marvel that a lot of fans right now, even like loyal fans of Marvel, are saying, I don't know how to feel about this WandaVision because it's weird. Wait till they fucking see What If. Wait till they see fucking Loki.
I'm excited for that.
Wait till they see all of these things that are not familiar to them.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Wait until we get into the multiverse of madness.
Yeah,
but see, I'm looking forward.
That's
to
why I said there's going to be a lot of heap of hurt in this little fan base because you're going to get
you're gonna have to choose. They're gonna choose between are they gonna ride or die for the MCU, or are they gonna hate on it because of the fact they don't like it because it's not familiar to them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be on the camp that like I can't wait for the Sam Raimi version of Doctor Strange because I think it's gonna be amazing. When I found out he was gonna be the director, I was like, shit.
You already know my feelings.
So
I hope we had a good little argument for what's his name, Freddie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
And,
mean, Freddie, with all due respect, I thank you for your comments and everything.
Yeah.
And I understand like what you're saying. And this is an issue of a comic book lover, cartoon anime lover, movie fan. If it's the same fucking story but different characters, I don't like it. I'm not I don't want to be a part of like an origin story for Iron Man, an origin story for Captain Marvel, an origin story for for all of these things that it's the same fucking thing. It's the same formula.
Yeah.
Like they start off with nothing, and then they develop something, and then they struggle, and then they find themselves, and then they become a hero.
Yeah.
And that's when we get into cash grab territory.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's nothing but like unless with the exception of Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange for me.
Yeah.
Like
I get that.
everything else was a cash grab in a sense.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
So if people if people are gonna critique the like how there's a formula for Marvel, yeah, because they want money, because Disney wants money, because Marvel wants money, and that's what they're going for. It's not going for the artistic part of making the movie, because if you think about it, like DC movies are more artistic. It may not be as good as or wrapped in the pretty bows and the gift wrap like Marvel has it, but it's by far story wise more interesting than Marvel's. So That's my opinion on it. And again, I like, I like watching movies. I like watching superhero movies. I like watching all of these things. I'm neither a fan or, I have a preference, but I'm neither a fan of the MCU or the DCEU. Either way, like, if I'm entertained,
You're a
I'm
fan
good.
of good storytelling. That's all there is to it.
I'm a fan
Yeah.
of movies. If I'm entertained, I give it I give it a thumbs up. That's basically it. I'm a simple guy. Like, if if I can
It's real
understand.
simple, but it's been made extremely complex over
Yeah,
these.
I mean, like, for me,
don't
right?
get
Like,
why.
I understood the choice that Clark did when he had to snap fucking Zod's neck. I understood that. People critiqued it, but I understood where he was coming from. Right?
Mhm.
I understood why Batman stopped when he heard Martha. I understood why, like, all of these things. Yeah, even the fucking Russian family in Justice League. I understood why Josh Whedon wanted to do that shit,
I
because
understand that shit.
oh, I understood that, because, like, it's something different for them, just because it's supposed to be like a funny type of thing that relates to MCU, and it has to do that. But I understood. I didn't like it, but I
In the
understood.
defense of Josh Whedon.
Man, fuck that guy. The last thing he did good was, or the last couple of things he did was Firefly and Buffy.
You did a
Buffy,
you did a
exactly.
180 from I understood the Russian family to fuck that guy.
Hey,
But
but
hey,
I
I get where you're
we're
coming
gonna
from,
have
though.
to
He's
do.
extremely overrated.
We're gonna really have to do commentaries on those
Yeah,
and
no kidding.
discussions on those other films as well as
Oh
we
yeah.
get closer to Zack Snyder's Justice League in March.
Because I got
I-
stuff to say too, but I just don't want the show to be like 20 hours long with Kuya and I ranting at each other the whole time.
Oh
You
yeah,
can see it.
Even 5 hours.
We'll have like an episode of you and me talking about Batman versus Superman and how you fucking hate it, and how you hate Zack Snyder.
I don't. Oh my gosh! Stop it! Stop it! You're
So
putting
you-
you're putting words in my mouth, bruh.
So you still haven't seen? That's kind of my fault. You still haven't seen the ultimate cut.
No, I haven't. So
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Well,
Okay,
actually,
yes.
let's yeah, but don't I'm thinking don't watch it yet.
Okay.
He can borrow it as long as he wants
yeah.
to. That's not the issue. So I'll
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
bring it tomorrow. Because if I don't bring it tomorrow, I'll
Wait,
keep
are you
forgetting and
gonna
I'll
do
never-
the thing, Mike? Mike, are you gonna
We'll
watch Man of
discuss this
Steel,
off
then
the air.
BVS, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
is
I
that what you're
think
gonna do? Are you
we'll
gonna watch
do
Man of
it-
Steel first, and then
Yeah.
BVS, and then Justice League?
We'll plan it for before Zack Snyder's Justice League. We'll do something so we can discuss those in depth. But yeah, WandaVision episode 3. Yeah, so
Not bad.
supposedly a lot of the early critics, some of the critics that got like early screeners for WandaVision, some of them got 3 episodes. So when they saw the first 3 episodes with this most recent episode, a lot of them were like, "Wow, it takes it to an interesting place." But of course, for me,
Oh, so is that why it was 97% on Rotten Tomatoes?
probably, yeah. So for most of us
Rotten
that only got 2 episodes, we were like, "Okay, interesting,"
We got
some were
gypped.
like, I'm confused. What's going on? So
Should have gotten. We should have all gotten 3, to be honest.
I'm
After seeing this
intrigued.
one,
I think
We
it's
should have gotten the whole thing.
I agree with that too.
But yeah, I
So-
think again, like some people even on TikTok are like they should just drop all the WandaVision episodes. But then I commented on this one guy and I told him, well, Disney and Marvel is looking at the success of The Mandalorian and they're just following that release format. But actually, when you look at WandaVision, they dropped 2 episodes for everyone. In The Mandalorian, for season 2, we got 1 episode, but that was like what, an hour, I think.
Yeah, but in season 1 they did drop 2 episodes first, correct?
That's, I think so.
I don't know. I didn't see season 1 at the beginning. So.
No, we
I
only
just-
got 1. We only got 1 episode. Yeah, Was
Okay. Okay.
it ended right where we see Grogu when in the
Oh, you're right. You're right.
yeah.
My bad. My
I
bad.
remember when I saw that and I was like, wow, holy shit, I can't believe they went there. But
So
they did.
then I would say the Disney Plus execs probably did see something with Vision and we're like, we probably need to put 2 out first, and then
Right, because I think
yeah.
1 would really confuse, and it's very short and confuse people like what.
yeah.
MCU
Sure.
fans don't like slow burns. So
No, this
Just
is
saying.
something really different. Yeah, because
Yeah. That's why they needed like 3 episodes to make it. Because this is a, if you think about it, this is a slow burn for the MCU.
oh yeah,
Oh.
it is. It's a change of pace, so it's interesting in that we're getting something different. So,
Yeah.
which is and it's for me personally, it's nice to have something to look forward to every week, especially during a pandemic where life isn't so normal. It's nice to have that something to look forward to. If we got all of these episodes, and again, for you're looking at it from the business standpoint, if they release an episode weekly, they get to own a day or two when they're trending on, especially the Friday, they're trending on Twitter, they're trending on social media, everyone's watching it. They drop the episodes right at midnight, like The Mandalorian. So
Yeah.
whoever's up, whoever wants to watch it can watch it. You want to wait a little bit later in the day, or you want to wait until the weekend, there you go. But they get to own that, and it keeps everyone talking about. It keeps everyone on the same page as far as, oh, you saw episode 3. Oh yeah, episode 3. Blah 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 blah. And it also allows us to do podcasts like this because
Yes.
if the whole imagine if the whole show was out, we'd have to binge it all on a weekend, and to discuss all of it in one show.
We
have
don't,
to-
we
Yep,
don't have
and this
to.
podcast would be 3 weeks long. So like,
Exactly. We'd be doing a whole universe of a
we'd
podcast.
be kissing our jobs goodbye, our day jobs goodbye. Like we can't come in because we're still talking about this
So we're
fucking
gonna be
show.
like, we're gonna be like, yo, we gotta post our Venmo or PayPal or
Seriously, bro.
like
Help us out.
Patreon support. Like,
Something.
yeah. So, but yeah,
Awesome, man.
there we go. There's episode 3, episode 4 coming up. So we got what, an hour and a half. So
Nice.
there's
Awesome.
roughly 6 hours for this series, as far as we know.
Yeah, baby.
And then we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and right as this ends, I think it'll take a week or 2 break, and then we get right into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm looking forward to. So
Samesies.
So am I.
and that's gonna be action packed and like, oh, we're fighting the bad guys. Let's go.
Hopefully it's
Yeah,
an
watch, it's gonna be a slower burn than this. It's gonna be like
watch it be like a fucking like a spy thriller. Like they're like,
Hey, but you know what?
Like
If it's a
Tinker
spy
Tailor
thriller,
Soldier, like-
yeah.
I'd be excited.
There you go, spy thriller.
No, but I heard there like the banter between Bucky and fucking Sam. Sam Wilson is amazing. The Falcon, how
yeah.
they did it in Winter Soldier. Like
Yeah.
can you move your seat up? No.
Well, see, that's what I expected from Winter Soldier, or that's what I expected from the new Falcon and Winter Soldier. Is like I expected to be like a buddy cop series.
Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
like good cop, bad cop, whatever.
their
you know.
lethal weapon.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon, that'd be cool too. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
expect that.
It'd be kind of cool.
But wrapping her up, let's get on to the next episode.
Alrighty. So thank you guys for listening. If you guys are listening for the first time, you can follow us on Instagram at FMANDTB. You can
Thank you,
follow us
Freddie.
on Instagram at Filmmaker.
Thanks, Freddie.
Yeah, thanks, Freddie. And then you can also make sure to follow us on Spotify if that's what your preferred podcast app is. Or if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe to the show right there, Filmmaker Mike and the Boys. And please feel free to leave a review and a rating. Hopefully it's a 5-star rating. Any chance you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating for those who have those accessible, it will help the show and promote the show and get it to more eaters. And you can also watch the show, of course, on YouTube on my YouTube channel. Just search for Jedi Mike. It's one word, Jedi Mike, and you should be able to find it. Or you can search, I think if you search for Filmmaker Mike or Filmmaker Mike and the Boys on YouTube, that should pop up as well because I made sure those tags are there. So Jester.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at SequesterJ or on Instagram at the Sequester Jester. Enjoy for all my, cringy content. But anyway, Pinhead, go ahead.
To all my loyal fuckos and fuckettes out there, you can follow me on Instagram at Pinhead198. We're gonna be going into the Phantasm retrospective. I know, mea culpa. I haven't got on it yet, and I promised I'd quit this podcast if I don't get on it soon. So, and I will hold myself to that. So,
Yeah, but don't
Follow
quit.
me on Pinhead198 on Instagram if you want to follow that. And then I'm also on Facebook at James Crump. And next episode, not the one coming up, but next week's episode, I'll have my Twitter up and running. So,
Sweet.
oh, and one other thing, look out for it under Pinhead198 this week sometime. The YouTube channel is going full operational. So,
Yes. You can follow them on all the social media. You can follow me at Lord of the Rings titties.
That's my tag, bro.
I was gonna say,
I'm just kidding. It's Old Man Jimmy, Jimi. Follow me on Instagram there. No, still no content, just because I'm
Slacker.
busy. Hey, you know what? Whatever.
Whatever.
I'm too busy like watching the WandaVision and extrapolating every little detail of WandaVision just because the MCU is full of details.
he's too busy mapping out how he'll force people into watching along with the gods right now. So,
I after you watch it, I'm good to go.
yeah.
Like, and nobody else can watch it.
Jester and I don't even have to finish it anymore.
Nope. You guys don't have to start it or whatever.
Thank
I
God.
You're
appreciate.
welcome.
I appreciate like
God.
one out of
You are
three.
welcome.
1 out of 3 is fine. Like I appreciate like at least some benevolent person, some kind person who took his time to watch a long ass movie.
Hey, I took my
that-
time.
Both of them, by the way. Both
of them. Yeah, both of them.
Oh,
on the record.
speaking of which, you know who else has watched Along with the Gods, the first movie?
Mm. Who?
Julie watched it.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
Watched it.
the whole thing.
Yeah, and she said it was okay,
Yeah. See, there you go.
but she watched it.
Yeah.
She
So that's
said,
technically
it sounds-
two.
So that's 2 people. Pinhead, who is like beloved in the household of Kuya right now because he
Alright.
watched both movies, and then Mike Carroll's wife, who I introduced to Mike a long time ago.
Hey,
So-
I
He
started
had
the
to-
movie. I started.
Yeah,
the,
you started it. It's like starting a car.
that's
That doesn't mean you're driving it.
Yeah, I started it. I drove 5 miles, and I was like,
It sucks.
I have to go on this trip again.
Just sucks.
It's not that it
No,
sucked,
it's all-
it just wasn't in
it's
the right-
fine. It's okay.
wasn't in the
Yeah,
right.
again, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But like when you guys asked me what what I was watching and what my favorite movie was at that time that was it.
Right.
So
Hey,
all
I
good.
thought
There you
it made a sick looking little poster that I did for the show. With
I know
did,
like, you changed the picture. Like I was supposed to be the Paragon. Like fucking.
I flipped it. I changed.
I know you made Pinhead into
He's
the
all
Paragon,
mad.
which is whatever. It's cool.
It. Oh, I was.
He's all mad.
I was mad. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
cool. I'm the Paragon. But like, no, I'm the fucking assistant. But at least you got Jester right as the little girl. So that's amazing to me. I'm just like,
I hate you guys so much.
So yeah, follow Jester on TikTok. He has like hilarious stuff on TikTok.
Hell
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the next one. He's probably gonna talk about Lord of the Rings titties. And
I
it's
mean,
gonna
that seems to be
amazing.
my go-to thing now, right?
Hell
Hey.
yeah.
I'm all for it.
Oh gosh. All right.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for listening. Till next time, we shall see you all again soon.
Bye bye.